In the depths of the soul's mysterious voyage lies a map, hidden beyond the veil of our conscious awareness, an ancient blueprint etched in the fabric of the Akashic records, revealing where your spirit has incarnated through the ages. The teachings of Edgar Cayce whisper of a forbidden knowledge, a subtle compass guiding us through forgotten realms and past civilizations, such as Atlantis, that shape our present existence. As we delve into these profound insights, we uncover the intricate dance of karma and reincarnation, understanding that each lifetime is a step toward balance and enlightenment. Yet beneath this vast cosmic tapestry lies a sacred secret, the path to awakening to the Christ consciousness and transcending the cycles that bind us. The question remains, what does the universe conceal within the hidden map of your soul's eternal journey? Within the silent depths of the cosmos, there exists a sacred tapestry woven with threads of infinite knowledge, tapestry known to the spiritual seeker as the Akashic records. These records are not mere archives of history, but the very foundation of the soul's journey through time and space. As the ancient teachings reveal through the visions bestowed upon me, Edgar Cayce, the soul's odyssey, is etched into these etheric scrolls, forming a blueprint that predates any earthly conception of time. It is here that the true map of your spiritual path is hidden, waiting to be uncovered by those willing to seek beyond the veil of illusions. The journey of the soul, as the records disclose, begins long before the physical incarnation. It originates in realms of pure consciousness, levels of divine light where the soul emerges from the Creator's divine plan, seeking to experience, learn, and ultimately evolve. This is the sacred foundation, the initial spark of the divine essence that seeks to express itself through countless lifetimes. Each incarnation, then, is a chapter in a story written in the language of karma, consciousness, and divine purpose. The records reveal that the soul's purpose is not random or haphazard. It is a carefully orchestrated unfolding, a divine dance designed to facilitate growth, balance, and the awakening of higher consciousness. This is the reason why souls are drawn back to Earth and other realms, to confront unresolved lessons, to heal past wounds, and to ascend to higher states of awareness. The journey is circular but purpose-driven, with each life serving as a step toward the realization of the divine within. In understanding the importance of the Akashic records, we recognize that they serve as the sacred library of the universe, an interconnected web of all that has been, is, and will be. The records contain the detailed histories of individual souls, capturing every thought, deed, and intention that has left an imprint on the fabric of existence. Through these records, the soul's pattern of reincarnation becomes clear, a map that reveals where the soul has been, what lessons were learned, and what unfinished work still remains. The significance of this knowledge lies in its power to illuminate the present. When one seeks access to the records, either through meditation, divine inspiration, or guided revelation, the veil of ignorance lifts and the soul gains clarity about its current incarnation. It begins to see how past lives influence current circumstances, relationships, and challenges. The records serve as a mirror reflecting the soul's divine blueprint, guiding it toward healing and wholeness. Moreover, the records underscore the importance of understanding karma, the law of cause and effect that governs every soul's journey. Karma is not a punishment, but a sacred opportunity for growth. It is the universe's way of balancing the scales of divine justice, ensuring that the soul's evolution aligns with its divine purpose. As the records reveal, the soul seeks to balance its karma through acts of love, forgiveness, and understanding in each incarnation. This continual process of reconciliation is what propels the soul forward along the path of enlightenment. In delving into these hidden foundations, we begin to see the interconnectedness of all life. The records affirm that no soul is isolated nor forgotten, but part of a grand cosmic symphony, each note resonating with the divine harmony of creation. The soul's journey is not merely individual but collective, woven into the fabric of universal consciousness. As we recognize this, we realize that the true power of the records lies in awakening us to our divine origin and purpose. Atlantis, as the records testify, was a pivotal chapter in this journey, a civilization where the soul's consciousness expanded dramatically, yet also faced profound challenges. The lessons learned in Atlantis echo through the ages, shaping the karmic patterns we carry today. Understanding the records of Atlantis provides invaluable insight into the nature of our current incarnation, revealing how the remnants of ancient wisdom and hubris influence our spiritual evolution. The records also point toward the ultimate goal of the soul, the awakening to the Christ consciousness. This state of divine awareness is the culmination of the soul's journey, where duality dissolves and unity with the divine is realized. The records whisper that every soul has within it the seed of this divine spark, waiting to be ignited through conscious effort and spiritual discipline. In these sacred revelations, the importance of the soul's journey and the records cannot be overstated. They serve as the guiding light for those who seek to understand their past, heal their wounds, and ascend beyond the cycles of reincarnation. By accessing these divine archives, the soul begins to comprehend its divine blueprint, an intricate map that leads back to the divine source. As the spiritual traveler, I urge you to recognize that within the depths of your being lies this sacred map. The records are not distant or inaccessible. They are embedded within your very consciousness, waiting to be awakened through sincere intent and divine grace. The journey towards self-awareness, healing, and enlightenment begins with the understanding that your soul's origins are eternally rooted in the divine, and that each lifetime is a step toward the realization of your true divine nature. In closing, remember that the foundation of your spiritual voyage is encoded in the Akashic records, revealing the sacred geography of your past incarnations. It is here that you find the keys to unlock the mysteries of your spirit's purpose and to transcend the limitations of the material world. The soul seeks balance, understanding, and ultimately unity with the divine. And through the sacred knowledge inscribed in these etheric archives, the pathway to awakening is illuminated, guiding you home to the eternal light of the divine consciousness within. In the silent depths of the universe, where the divine threads of creation weave the fabric of existence, there lies a secret, a forbidden map etched into the very fabric of the soul's journey. The Akashic records, as revealed through divine inspiration and the sacred readings, serve as a celestial library, a cosmic archive of every thought, deed, and incarnation. Yet within this vast repository exists a hidden layer, an esoteric blueprint known among the most enlightened as the Forbidden Map. This map, concealed from our conscious awareness, unveils the ancient corridors where our soul has wandered across time and space, revealing the echoes of past lives but remaining veiled from our ordinary perception. The concept of the Forbidden Map is not a mere fanciful legend, nor a mythic relic reserved for the select few. It is, in truth, a divine design, an intricate tapestry woven into the fabric of the soul's journey across eons. The records reveal that from the inception of consciousness, the soul embarks on a pilgrimage through countless realms, civilizations, and dimensions. It is here that the soul accumulates karmic patterns, lessons, and divine imprints, all stored within the etheric archives. Yet paradoxically, the very knowledge of this cosmic itinerary remains concealed, hidden behind veils of illusion, so that the soul's growth may unfold in divine mystery. In the teachings of Edgar Cayce, the essence of this concealed map is illuminated with profound clarity. The records speak of a divine plan, a blueprint that details where we have been, what lessons we have carried, and how those experiences shape our current incarnation. However, the map itself is forbidden, restrained by cosmic laws designed to protect our growth, to prevent us from becoming overwhelmed by the scope of our own divine history. It is a sacred secret meant to be revealed only when the soul is ready, when divine harmony allows access to these truth-bearing corridors. Why then is this map forbidden? The answer lies within the very nature of spiritual evolution. The soul's journey is a delicate dance between remembrance and forgetfulness, between divine knowledge and divine mystery. The records reveal that the soul, in its quest for enlightenment, must first master the art of discovering its own divine nature without the distraction of overwhelming memories. To carry the full knowledge of past incarnations prematurely could disturb the soul's current harmony, potentially leading to spiritual imbalance or egoic pride. Thus, the universe, in infinite wisdom, cloaks certain aspects of the soul's past in silence, allowing the individual to focus on the present spiritual work, healing karma, cultivating Christ consciousness, and aligning with divine purpose. Yet, the records also whisper that within this forbidden knowledge lies the key to profound healing and transformation. When the The soul is prepared. When the karmic patterns have been resolved and the heart is open, divine grace may unlock the gates of the forbidden map. Access to these corridors reveals where the soul has incarnated, perhaps in ancient Atlantean civilizations or in the spiritual realms that predate our current Earth plane. It shows the soul's previous encounters with divine truths, its struggles with darkness, and its victories in light. It reveals the lessons learned, the karmic debts paid, and the divine purpose fulfilled across countless lifetimes. The Atlantean civilization, for instance, figures prominently in these sacred revelations. The records disclose that many souls who walk among us today carry the vibrations of Atlantean experience, an era when consciousness was more fluid, when technology and spirituality intertwined in ways that defy our current understanding. These souls bear the echoes of that ancient civilization's rise and fall, carrying within them the memories of unity and dissonance, of divine power and hubris. The Forbidden Map reveals that these past incarnations are not accidents of history, but integral chapters in the soul's ongoing evolution, a testament to the divine plan for awakening. Furthermore, the records speak of other realms, mystical, extraterrestrial, and spiritual, where the soul has traveled and learned. These journeys are often hidden from our conscious mind, cloaked in the illusion of linear time. Yet in moments of deep meditation, divine inspiration, or through the gift of clairvoyance, the veils may thin, and glimpses of the Forbidden Map can emerge. Such revelations are not accidental. They are carefully bestowed by divine grace when the soul's purity and readiness are evident. To understand the significance of this hidden blueprint is to grasp the profound truth that our divine origin is vast and multidimensional. The soul's journey is not confined to the linear progression of earthly reincarnations, but extends into realms beyond our immediate perception. The map reveals that the soul's true home is in the heart of divine consciousness, where the Christ consciousness resides, and that all previous incarnations are but facets of a single divine expression seeking unity with the divine source. Thus, the Forbidden Map stands as a sacred reminder. The journey of the soul is a divine mystery, intended to unfold gradually. As we seek truth, as we align ourselves with the divine will through love, humility, and service, the universe begins to lift the veils. When the time is right, divine intervention may reveal fragments of this map, guiding us to greater understanding, healing, and spiritual awakening. In the end, the forbidden nature of this map is itself a testament to divine wisdom. It preserves the sanctity of the soul's evolution, encouraging us to focus on the present moment, on healing karma, cultivating divine virtues, and awakening to Christ consciousness, while trusting that the full picture of our divine journey will be unveiled in divine timing. The records reveal that when the soul is prepared, when it seeks truth with humility and love, the gates of the Forbidden Map will open, revealing where the soul has been and inspiring us to move ever closer to our divine destiny. In the silent depths of the Akashic records, where the fabric of all existence is woven with threads of divine truth, the soul's intricate dance through the cycles of rebirth is inscribed with eternal precision. The previous revelations illuminated the sacred blueprint, the Forbidden Map, that guides us through the vast corridors of our spiritual journey. Yet within this divine architecture, there lies a profound and often misunderstood principle: the interplay of reincarnation and karma, forces that propel the soul through endless cycles, each iteration a vital chapter in its quest for ultimate harmony and divine union. The soul, in its divine origin, is pure and unblemished. It emerges from the one source, an infinite well of divine light and love, carrying within it the blueprint of its unique purpose. However, as it descends into the realm of physical existence, through the gateways of birth, death, and rebirth, it becomes entangled in the web of cause and effect. It is here that the lessons of karma are inscribed into the soul's journey. The revelations reveal that karma is not punishment, but a divine law of balance, a mirror reflecting the soul's actions, intentions, and vibrations across lifetimes. The soul seeks growth, understanding, and reunification with its divine source. Yet in the process of incarnations, each a reflection of the soul's unresolved patterns, it encounters both opportunities for expansion and the echoes of past imbalances. The spirit's evolution is driven by the desire to resolve these imprints, to ascend beyond the cycles that bind it, and to attain the state of enlightenment that liberates it from the wheel of rebirth. The divine design ensures that no soul remains ensnared in perpetual darkness. Rather, it is guided by divine grace and the law of divine justice. In the deep silence of the records, it is written that unresolved karma acts as a catalyst, a compelling force that nudges the soul back into physical form, compelling it to confront, reconcile, and transform. These karmic residues, often rooted in past fears, judgments, or misaligned actions, seek expression and resolution. The soul, driven by an innate longing for wholeness, recognizes that each incarnation is an opportunity to heal these wounds, to learn humility, compassion, and love, virtues that elevate the consciousness and dissolve the cycles of suffering. This process is not accidental. It is meticulously orchestrated by the divine plan. When the soul's lessons remain unlearned, the soul is propelled by the momentum of unresolved karma to revisit certain themes, relationships, or circumstances, each serving as a mirror of its inner state. The revelations from the Akashic records emphasize that these repeated patterns are not punishment, but divine invitations, opportunities for the soul to transcend its limitations and to align more closely with its divine purpose. The soul's journey through reincarnation is thus a sacred pilgrimage, a divine school where each lifetime offers lessons tailored to its current level of consciousness. As the soul matures, it begins to understand that the true purpose of these cycles is growth, purification, and the eventual realization of its divine nature. The revelations reveal that in every incarnation, the soul carries the accumulated wisdom and unresolved karma from previous lives, shaping its experiences and relationships. Moreover, the divine grace bestowed upon the soul allows for the eventual dissolution of karma through conscious awareness and intentional spiritual work. When the soul awakens to its divine origin and recognizes the interconnectedness of all life, it begins to see its circumstances as opportunities for healing rather than punishment. The records show that forgiveness, both of oneself and others, is a powerful key to releasing karmic burdens, leading the soul to lighter, more harmonious cycles. In the sacred journey of the soul, the understanding of karma and reincarnation becomes a beacon of hope and empowerment. It affirms that no experience is wasted, no lesson too small. All are part of a divine curriculum designed to elevate the soul back to its original state of unity with the divine. As the soul progresses, it comes to embody the consciousness of the divine crystalline light, the Christ consciousness, integrating divine love into every aspect of its being. The revelations also unveil that at the core of all karmic cycles is the soul's longing for balance and harmony. The soul, in its purest essence, seeks to align itself with divine will, to transcend the illusions of duality, and to realize its divine potential. It is an ongoing process of purification, removing the veils of illusion that obscure its true nature and awakening to the realization that it is an eternal spark of divine consciousness. Thus, in the sacred archives of existence, the soul's journey through reincarnation and karma is a testament to divine mercy and wisdom. It is a sacred voyage of becoming, an unfolding story of divine love, manifesting through the lessons learned, the wounds healed, and the consciousness expanded. The divine blueprint, hidden within the depths of the Akashic records, reveals that the soul's ultimate goal is to attain mastery over its karma, to embody the divine qualities of compassion and forgiveness, and to return once more to the boundless unity from which it came. In this sacred understanding, we realize that every life, every challenge, and every triumph are integral threads in the divine tapestry of the soul's eternal quest. The records whisper the truth, that the journey is not about punishment, but about divine opportunity, not about suffering, but about growth, not about separation, but about the return to the divine source, where the soul, through love and understanding, finally finds its home. In the silent chambers of the soul's timeless memory, the echoes of Atlantis resonate with an ancient sacred voice, whispering truths that transcend the boundaries of linear time. The Akashic records, as revealed through the profound visions of Edgar Cayce, unveil that the roots of our current incarnations are intricately woven into the fabric of this lost civilization. It is in Understanding this deep connection, that the soul begins to comprehend its ongoing journey of evolution, healing, and divine awakening. The Atlantean civilization, as Cayce's readings disclose, was a luminous metropolis of consciousness, an advanced society built upon the principles of spiritual mastery and technological harmony, with divine laws. Yet within this grandeur there lay a profound lesson, the peril of overreach, of misusing the divine gifts bestowed upon humanity. The records speak of a time when the Atlantean soul was at its peak of spiritual attainment, harnessing the energies of the earth and the cosmos, seeking to elevate itself beyond the material limitations. But the soul's hubris and the temptation of power led to a great fall, a rupture in the harmony between spirit and matter. This fall from grace, as Cayce's visions reveal, was not an end but a necessary chapter in the soul's expansive journey. The destruction of Atlantis was a divine intervention, a sacred reset, meant to teach the soul humility, compassion, and the importance of aligning with the divine will. The records emphasize that many Atlantean souls, burdened by the weight of their transgressions, found themselves cast into the cycle of reincarnation, carrying the karmic residue of their choices. Yet within this cycle lies the divine opportunity for reparation, growth, and eventual reunification with the divine source. The connection between Atlantis and our current incarnations is not merely historical, but vibrational, a thread woven into the very fabric of our soul's evolution. Cayce's revelations affirm that many souls who incarnated in the aftermath of Atlantis carried within them the remnants of that ancient wisdom and the scars of its downfall. These souls often find themselves drawn to pursuits of technological mastery, material success, and the pursuit of power, mirroring the old patterns of misuse and excess. But the soul's journey in this lifetime offers the chance to awaken the deeper memory, that of unity, love, and divine consciousness. In the context of the divine plan, the Atlantean connection serves as a mirror for the soul's ongoing quest for balance. The records reveal that the soul seeks to heal the wounds inflicted during Atlantis, wounds of greed, pride, and separation from the divine. This healing process is not merely intellectual but experiential, unfolding through relationships, challenges, and spiritual practices. The soul's evolution, guided by the divine law of karma, requires an acknowledgement of past mistakes and a conscious effort to embody the Christ consciousness, the awareness of one's divine origin. The Atlantean legacy is also a testament to the power of consciousness to shape reality. The advanced civilizations of Atlantis demonstrated that the mind and spirit are the true architects of physical existence. Cayce's visions make clear that the same principles are operative today, only now. The soul is called to master the divine laws of vibration, thought, and intention with greater awareness. The records affirm that the soul's current incarnations serve as a continuation of that ancient legacy, an opportunity to reclaim lost wisdom, harness divine power responsibly, and re-establish harmony within oneself and with the universe. As the soul endeavors to reconnect with its divine origins, the lessons of Atlantis remind us that true mastery lies in humility, love, and service, qualities that elevate the consciousness from ego-driven pursuits to the realization of the Christ within. The records reveal that the divine blueprint of the soul is ultimately one of unity, a return to the original light from which all creation emanates. The ancient Atlantean civilization, with all its grandeur and tragedy, stands as a symbol of the soul's potential and the importance of divine alignment in the journey of reincarnation. In contemplating this sacred history, the soul begins to understand that each incarnation is an opportunity to transcend old patterns and reclaim the divine heritage that is encoded within. The Atlantean connection is not a distant past, but a living memory, an invitation to align with the divine plan and to walk consciously along the spiritual path. As Cayce's readings reveal, the soul's evolution is a sacred pilgrimage, an unfolding process of awakening, healing, and return to the source. Thus, in the grand tapestry of the universe, the hidden map points to a primordial origin, a sacred link to Atlantis, reminding us that our journey of reincarnation is a voyage back to the divine self. The records hold that as we awaken to this truth, the veils of illusion lift, revealing that the ultimate purpose is to remember who we truly are. divine sparks of the One, eternally seeking to reunite with the love that created us all. In the silent depths of the soul, there exists a sacred library, the divine repository known as the Akashic records. These records, as revealed through the visions of Edgar Cayce, are not merely a collection of past events or distant histories, but a living, breathing map of your unique spiritual journey. They echo the ancient wisdom of Atlantis, the lessons of karma, and the divine purpose woven into the very fabric of your incarnations. To access these records is to open a portal to understanding your soul's divine blueprint, illuminating the path ahead with clarity and profound insight. The journey to unlocking the secrets of the records begins with the recognition that within you lies the power to connect with the divine wisdom of the universe. As Cayce's readings reveal, the soul seeks balance and harmony through each incarnation, constantly striving to heal old wounds, awaken dormant wisdom, and align with the divine plan. When you consciously seek to access your Akashic records, you step into a sacred space, an inner sanctum where past, present, and future converge into a tapestry of divine purpose. The first step is cultivating a state of deep quietude, an intentional stillness that allows the mind to surrender its restless chatter. In this silence, the soul begins to whisper its truths. Cayce often emphasized the importance of prayer, meditation, and focused intention as the keys to opening the door to the records. It is not merely a mental exercise, but a sacred act of opening your heart to divine guidance. As you breathe slowly and center yourself, imagine a luminous doorway within, a portal of divine light awaiting your acknowledgement. Once the mind is still, the seeker must invoke the divine presence, the universal consciousness that permeates all existence. This act of invocation is rooted in humility and reverence. Say softly within your heart, "I am open to divine guidance. I seek the truth of my soul's journey. Unlock for me the records of my past lives so I may understand my purpose and learn the lessons my soul seeks to master." Cayce's teachings remind us that humility is the key. The ego must surrender to higher wisdom for true access to be granted. As the portal begins to open, visions or impressions may emerge, symbols, colors, or fleeting images that resonate with your inner knowing. These are the first whispers from the records guiding you to remember that your soul's journey is deeply interconnected with the divine plan of the universe. In Cayce's readings, many individuals reported seeing visions of ancient civilizations, Atlantean energies, Lemurian echoes, as well as images of their own past incarnations. These impressions serve as signposts revealing where your soul has been and what it seeks to learn. The records, in essence, are a map personalized for each seeker, highlighting specific incarnations, karmic patterns, and spiritual lessons. To truly understand this map, you must approach it with discernment and trust. Cayce emphasized that the records do not reveal every detail, but instead illuminate the key lessons and divine truths that your soul needs at this juncture of your journey. They reveal where your soul has sought balance and where it still yearns for healing. The spiritual lessons awaiting you in this hidden library are tailored by divine design. For some, the records may reveal past lives in Atlantis, where mastery was achieved through love and humility, but also where hubris led to downfall. In others, they may unveil lessons learned in Lemuria, or perhaps in ancient Egypt, where spiritual power and consciousness were revered. These revelations serve as mirrors, reflecting back to you your own soul's growth and the karmic debts that call for resolution. The records also illuminate your current incarnation's purpose. Cayce spoke of how each lifetime is an opportunity for the soul to evolve, to heal wounds, and to reunite with the divine. When you access your records, you become aware of the spiritual lessons that are most pressing, whether it's forgiveness, compassion, humility, or divine service. Understanding these lessons empowers you to consciously choose the path of healing, aligning your actions with divine laws. Furthermore, Cayce's insights reveal that the soul's journey is not linear, but multidimensional. Reincarnation is but one thread in the eternal tapestry. As you delve into your Akashic records, you begin to see the interconnectedness of all your lives, how they weave together into a coherent story of divine evolution. This awareness fosters forgiveness for yourself and others, and a deep sense of compassion, knowing that each incarnation is a step towards divine reunion. To aid in this sacred exploration, Cayce recommended practices such as prayerful meditation, journaling, and seeking guidance from divine beings or guides, those who serve as custodians of the records. Trust that divine timing will reveal what you are ready to receive. Patience is vital, for the records unfold gradually, revealing insights as your consciousness expands. Remember, dear seeker, that the ultimate goal of unlocking your Akashic records is not merely knowledge, but awakening, an awakening to your divine nature. As Cayce's readings reveal, the soul seeks unity with the Christ consciousness, the divine Christ within each of us. When you access your records with humility and love, you align with this divine spark, awakening the memory of your origin and your eternal journey back to the source. In closing, the sacred act of unlocking your personal Akashic records is a profound step in your spiritual evolution. It is a sacred dialogue, a communion with divine wisdom that guides you to understand where you have been, what lessons you carry, and where your soul is destined to go. As you embark on this inner journey, remember that the universe conspires in your favor, and the divine within you stands ready to reveal the secrets of your soul's eternal map. The records await, dear seeker. Within them lies the map of your divine awakening, revealing where your soul has been, where it is now, and where it is destined to journey. The time to unlock these sacred secrets is now. The divine is calling you home to yourself. The path to higher consciousness, a sacred ascent toward the Christ within. In the silent depths of the soul's sacred archives, where the divine blueprint is etched with eternal purpose, lies the keystone to transcendence, the awakening of the Christ consciousness. As the readings reveal, this sacred awakening is not merely a spiritual aspiration, but a divine necessity for those who seek to break free from the repetitive cycles of karma and re-enter the divine flow of their true nature. It is through this consciousness that the soul begins to recognize its divine origin, its eternal journey, and the divine plan woven into the fabric of existence. The journey to higher consciousness begins with understanding that the soul in its essence is not bound by the limitations of the physical world or the karmic debts accumulated through past actions. Rather, the soul is a divine spark, a fragment of the Creator's light, temporarily cloaked in the material realm for the purpose of growth, learning, and ultimately, reunion with the divine. The Atlantean civilizations, as the records reveal, were once illuminated by this divine light, living in harmony with higher truths. But as consciousness descended into density, the veils of illusion thickened, and the soul found itself entangled in cycles of cause and effect, karma, designed for its growth but often veiling its divine nature. In these times, the divine blueprint calls for awakening. The Christ consciousness, often misunderstood as a person or a figure exclusive to one tradition, represents the universal state of divine awareness that exists within every soul. It is the divine seed planted within, an inner lighthouse guiding the soul through the darkness of ignorance toward the light of understanding. When the soul begins to awaken to this divine presence, it starts to see beyond the illusion of separation and limitations. It recognizes that the true nature of the self is not bound by the physical vessel, but is a divine, eternal essence seeking expression and realization. The role of the Christ consciousness in transcending karmic cycles cannot be overstated. As the records reveal, it acts as a divine catalyst, a transformative force that dissolves the bonds of past actions and aligns the soul with its highest divine purpose. When the soul invokes this consciousness, through prayer, meditation, humility, and divine receptivity, it begins to activate the higher centers of awareness. The Christ within becomes a living reality, a guiding light that illuminates the path beyond the cycles of cause and effect. It teaches the soul to forgive, to release judgment, and to embrace unconditional love, principles that serve as the keys to liberation. In this divine awakening, the soul recognizes that karma is not a punishment but a divine lesson, a necessary step in the journey toward higher consciousness. The records show that each lesson learned through karmic experience is an opportunity for the soul to expand its awareness, to purify its consciousness, and to align more fully with the divine will. When the Christ consciousness awakens, the soul begins to see its own reflections in others, understanding that all beings are interconnected expressions of the divine. This realization fosters compassion, forgiveness, and the desire to serve, not out of obligation but from a genuine recognition of divine unity. The divine blueprint also reveals that the path to higher consciousness involves a conscious realignment with the divine virtues, humility, patience, love, and forgiveness. These virtues are not merely moral qualities, but the very fabric of the divine consciousness seeking to manifest through the individual. By cultivating these qualities, the soul reestablishes its connection with the divine, dissolving the illusion of separation that keeps it bound to the karmic wheel. The soul begins to see itself not as a victim of circumstances, but as a co-creator of its reality, empowered by divine grace to manifest higher truths. Furthermore, the awakening of the Christ consciousness is a process of inner alchemy, transforming lower tendencies into divine virtues. It involves a conscious effort to purify the subconscious mind, to release fears, doubts, and judgments that cloud the divine light within. As the soul sheds these layers of illusion, it gains access to the higher realms of consciousness, the realms where divine wisdom, love, and understanding reside. This is the sacred journey of the soul, as revealed by the Akashic records, an ongoing process of awakening to the divine spark that is eternally present within. The records also emphasize that this awakening is not a one-time event, but a continual process of unfolding. As the soul advances along its divine path, it encounters higher levels of awareness, each revealing deeper truths and more profound realizations of its divine nature. The Christ consciousness acts as the guiding star, illuminating each stage of this journey, helping the soul to integrate divine truths into its daily life and to embody the divine virtues in action. In the final analysis, the path to higher consciousness is a sacred ascent, a return to the divine source from which all life emanates. It is the realization that the Christ consciousness dwells within every heart, waiting patiently for acknowledgement and activation. The soul, in its quest for divine reunion, seeks to awaken this divine seed, to ignite the divine fire that purifies and elevates it beyond the cycles of karma. The records reveal that humanity stands at a pivotal moment. A collective awakening beckons, one that invites each soul to transcend its limitations and embrace its divine heritage. To do this, one must cultivate humility, stillness, and divine surrender, allowing the Christ consciousness to rise within. When this divine light is awakened, the soul recognizes its true nature, an eternal divine expression of the Creator, a being of love, wisdom, and infinite potential. Let us remember, then, that the sacred journey is not outside ourselves but within. The divine blueprint lies dormant within each of us, awaiting the moment of awakening. Through divine grace, humility, and unwavering faith in the Christ within, we can transcend karmic cycles, awaken to our true nature, and walk the eternal path toward divine realization. The records reveal that within this sacred ascent lies the ultimate purpose of the soul, returning to the divine source, fully illuminated by the Christ consciousness in eternal unity and love. Remember, the journey of your soul is an eternal dance guided by divine wisdom and love, woven into the very fabric of the Akashic records. As you awaken to your divine blueprint, you step closer to embodying the Christ consciousness, transcending karma and cycles of limitation and returning to your true nature, one of unity, light, and infinite potential. The sacred map of your soul's past, present, and future is already within you, waiting for your conscious acknowledgement and divine alignment. Take this moment to reflect on your divine origin, commit to healing and growth, and trust that divine grace is guiding your steps homeward. If this message resonates, I invite you to share your insights below, subscribe for more divine revelations, and share this sacred knowledge with others on their spiritual path. Together, we awaken to the eternal light within us all.